it going, guys? Happy New Year. This is the first session of 2024. It's great to get out. To be honest with the weather lately, it's been hard going to try and get out. The high winds, the rain, everything's been against us. So instead of going out and having a rubbish session, we waited a couple of weeks, and then before we come down the Foreshore today, the first plans was to go to Fonty full of water this morning, but Dad had a change of plans, so this afternoon we decided to go over the Foreshore for a few hours. It's easterly wind today. It's quite a strong wind. When we were walking over on the top of like a cliff, it was that strong. Dad was thinking about turning back around and going home, but I said, look, as soon as we get around the corner, we'd be tucked well away from the wind, because if we go down, say, Penarth, it's in your face. Go on the Ballage, it's in your face. Go on Friars Point, it's in your face. The only place on Friars Point you could have probably fished is the right hand side, but me and Dad's not a big fan of the right hand side for safety aspects anyway. So yeah, we come down the Foreshore to get out the wind. Up here, to be honest with you, where I am, down by the boulders, it's not actually that bad. Because we're tucked close to the rocks, we can put up with it. The rods set out. I got one on anchovy and squid and one on ragworm. I got my Bagnall rig on just to give it a try, so you never know. I don't think anywhere's been fishing the best lately. There's been a few fish coming out. It's just nice to get out. Dad's freezing. But personally, I know he's older than me, but I'm not too bad. I'm actually quite warm, to be honest with you. There's a bloke just to the right of us. He hasn't long got it. And there's another bloke on a little bit further down to the right hand side. Yeah, he might have gone onto the wall down that way. So there's a couple of us on here. So you never know. I was putting my weight on, and I slipped. Because I'm using the Gemini splashdowns, I slipped, and the end of the splashdown went into my finger. So that drew loads of blood, to say the least. Yeah, it was the splashdown that got me. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, this was on the bottom part, this was. But to be fair, they had really good components. Down here today, guys, I've got bigger hooks on. Normally I'm using 3/0 hooks for the rays, but I've upped it today to 4/0s, just so we can get the bait on and a hook point is showing a little bit more. I know they say don't fix what's not broken, but having a lot of tiny big of a hook on, it's not going to make much of a difference. Because the rays, even if you come down here and catch a phony, their mouths are still massive anyway, so you're not going to miss the bite. And if you have a bite off a codlin or something like that, they got big mouths, so you're still going to hook them. Same as congers. So it's nice just to have a changeover a little bit. I'll show you my rigs when I wind in. I got them out straight away because of the obviously the wind and stuff. It was a bit awkward. But we've set her right up the beach. So when high tide comes, we basically be where we need to be. Because if you go too far down the beach now, it's a gale's force wind on it. So you never know. Well, we'll bring you back if we have any action or any gossip. We'll bring you back in a bit, guys.
Happy New Year, guys. As Richard said, we're over the Foreshore, on the boulders. Probably heard the helicopter going over earlier because we're not far from the heliport. I got two rods, just put my second rod out now. I got one squid and anchovy, and I got the other one on a loop rig with ragworm from Gary's. some nice farm rag coming this morning. I had the choice of dug rag, but it was quite small, or the farm rag, which was nice and big. So I chose the farm rag, but I've used farm rag before and caught loads of fish on it. I caught my codling over the Foreshore last year on the farm rag. So yeah, like Richard said, it is cold. I'm not as cold as I was, but coming behind the factory and we got on the grass to come over, the wind was blowing that bad. If it had been blowing towards the sea, it would have blown us off the ledge. It was that strong. I said to Richard, let's go back and try and find someone else, but everywhere Richard thought of, the wind's going to be in your face anyway, so we carried on along here now, and to be honest with you, it's not too bad. When we first got here and I went and just cast the plate net out, I come back and I couldn't bend my fingers with the easterly wind, I was frozen. But then I had a cup of tea then, and something to eat as I normally do, and I baited up, took the rod down, cast up, come back, and my hands are warm, because once my hands are cold, I've always been here since I was a kid and I used to go fishing. Once my hands were cold, I was knackered. I'd want to come home because I couldn't bend my fingers. It was just pointless. It's not so bad if you're freshwater fishing. I don't know, I never used to get that cold when I used to go like float fishing as a kid. But as I got older and I started doing a bit of sea fishing, once my hands were cold, I was screwed. But yeah, it's nice down here. It's nice to get out after Christmas with all the rain we've had. It's just nice to get out, to have a bit of fresh air. It's nice baiting up, casting out. You know what it's like, guys, it's fishing. Me and Richard being together as well, it's lovely. So, let's have a look at the time. I think I watered at 4:30. It's 5 to 2. I think we probably cast out about 20 minutes ago. So I fish maybe an hour after, hour and a half out after, and then go and have our tea, and I can see the baby then before they go home. But if we do have any bites or any fish, we'll get back to you. Like I said, guys, Happy New Year, take care.
So they've been out now, guys, for about an hour or so. I've had a couple of casts, changed the baits and stuff over. I was supposed to show you my rigs and stuff, but I sort of forgot. But the next cast I do, I'll show you what we're using. Same as always, pretty much, with the pulley rigs. I've got a Bagler rig on. I'll show you that as well. Rig fleet, a lot of people know what it is, but if you don't, I'll show you what the components and stuff are. It's a great lot of like a flatfish sort of rig, sport sort of fish. My hooks I got on though are a bit too big for like flatfish and stuff. But the only good thing is down this part of the Foreshore, it's not too cold for them. So if I do have anything on the ragworm, especially down here, it's probably going to be a conger or say like a foam back ray, because they will take ragworm and they do like it. But it doesn't matter what I catch. At the end of the day, it's the first time we've been out. Just nice to get out in the fresh air, I suppose. The wind's not too bad now. The tide's literally ripping through. So I'm gonna have to move backwards in a minute. It's pulling us that way, the lines. The bloke that was fishing just to the right of us, he's made a move. He's gone home, he's had enough. The other bloke on the far end, I think he's still down here. So we'd be here until darkness anyway, because high water's not till 4:30. About 5 o'clock, 4:45, it gets dark, so we'll still be here then. Bit of fun at least, guys, isn't it? Better to sit in front of the TV. I've had a couple of knocks on my right hand rod, but I'm not sure if it's the tide pulling. I've got 6 ounce leads on and on, so it shouldn't be pulling me off out of the ground, out of the mud I should say. the features in front of us is basically with the Foreshore you've got rocks and like house bricks, things like that. It's a right state on you. I'll swing the camera around in a minute and show you. The further out you go then you just got mud. So it's literally just mud in front of you. The left hand side over by there is like a coral, so like a reef sort of coral in the water. You got to be careful you go too far to the left because sometimes you will get stuck on it. From experience I have done it, so you got to be careful. As long as you go more to the right a little bit, you should normally be clear. And if you go down towards the wall or down towards the outlet in front of the heliport, it's a little bit rougher ground. That's where they tend to go for like the codling and stuff. But me and Dad, we just like catching, well, anything really. We catch a codling, it's a bonus. But we do like our thornback rays, I will admit. We've got a lot of soft spot, especially in the winter for the thornbacks. You do get the odd blonde off here, I've had a few blondes off here. But that's mainly in the summer, so I'm not expecting one today. But if we do have a fish today, it's either going to be, well, hopefully anyway, a thornback ray, a congeal, a dogfish. You don't get too many down here dogfish. They're not as bad as off like the Nap or somewhere like that. So you won't get dogged out normally. You get your obviously you get your whiting, your cod. That's mainly the main fish that you catch. There might be a couple I've missed out, obviously. That's just off the top of the head what we caught over the years. So if we have any luck, guys, I'll bring you back. Just a minute, guys. Here we have it, guys. So that's my Gemini clip. Attached to that end is a swivel. This is called the pulley rig. Tie the knot on the end. Any knot you fancy. I tend to use the half blood knot. Some people don't like it, but to be honest, I've never had one fail. So I'm going to keep using it because, you know, what's the point in using a different knot if I've never had a problem with this one? And then my pulleys are 4 foot long because I'm overhead casting. It's hard work if you've got a 5 foot pulley on. Then you've got a bead, nice black bead. You can use, I think they're 6mm. You can use smaller, and over the years I have used smaller. But to be honest with you, I actually accidentally bought the wrong beads. But I've been using these for about 6 months, and they haven't caused me any trouble. They don't get stuck in weed or anything like that, so I'm just going to keep using them because there are millions of them. Up then, you've got a swivel with another bead that protects the knots. So the bead on this side protects the knot down towards the weight, and the bead this side protects the knot which is attached to your swivel. And then I got 80-pound rig body. Now the reason I use 80 pounds because the fish I'm fishing for, especially rays and stuff and congers, they're less likely to bite through the line. And then down to that then, you've got my hook and my bait. I'm going to wrap some cotton around the top hook just so it keeps it in place. But I'm going to bang it out there now and hope for the best. I know it's hard work today to try and show you the actual rig properly, but I haven't got much room behind me to go further back, and the wind's too much for me to push the tripod forward, because you won't be able to hear me then. So that's basically the rig itself. It's called a pulley rig. It's 4 foot in length. I got size 4 hooks on, Valivas Aberdeens. Never had a problem with the Aberdeens from Valivas, so I'm going to keep using them. So let's get it out there and hopefully get a ray or a conger on the end of it, or a lovely cod. I'll bring you back in a bit, guys.
Right guys, it's an hour now before live water. We haven't had no bites. Well, I thought I had a bite saying that. We put one out as far as we can, and I mean as far as we can in this weather. We're trying. And actually in the wind it actually went straight. So we got the one that went just out is anchovy and squid on a pulley pennel. I think they're 3 hooks. I don't think I put my 4 hooks on because, as Richard said, we started using 4 hooks as well. I think it's a 3/0 pulley panel, 4 foot. I'm not sure if I had a bite there, unless it's just, there is a bit of seaweed here, mine. So you know, oh, I don't know. It'd be nice if I had a bite. Anyway, that's on anchovy and squid. Like I said, it might be seaweed. If it is a bite, it'd be a miracle because it's freezing here. But you never know. Got to be in it to win it. It did look like a bite, guys. But it's on the dongle anyway, so I'll give it a, if it is a bite, I'll give it a bit of time. And the other one is put out short distance, about 50, 60 yards, with a pulley on, with about 5 ragworm on it, I think it is. And I elastic cottoned a few on as well on the side to bulk it up, you know. So you never know. I got the best of both worlds, unless Rich has got my line. Have you got my line, Rich? But if we do get any fish, guys, we'll get back to you. See you later, guys.
I think I got a good bit there, guys. I'm not sure.
It looks like, yeah.
Guys, this is on the backhoe rig as well.
100.
Yeah, just tilt the camera down a little bit.
Well, Richard, I think Richard's in, guys. Well, I'm 100% sure he's in. I had a wicked bite just now, guys.
So we've had a little bit of action, guys. Dad had a bite about half hour ago or so. Got halfway and got stuck, so we had to go for a break. And then about 10 minutes after that, my rod, the reel was screaming off. So I picked the rod up that was screaming off, thinking it was my worm bait. Got it halfway, it got stuck. I realised then it wasn't. My worm bait got tangled with my anchovy and squid. And it was actually anchovy and squid that went off, not the actual worm bait. But then again, I got stuck. A bit of a nightmare, to be fair. Got stuck, had to come for a break. I tried to walk backwards and pull it, just to try and get out of the weed or the snag. But eventually, obviously my line snapped. I give it some slack as well, but that didn't work. I tried all different angles, get up high, go left, go right. Obviously wasn't budging. Sometimes you lose them. So now I've got 2 big baits on. Dad's got, what have you got on?
I got a anchovy and squid still on the run.
Yeah.
And I put bigger hooks on that one. I put about 5 or 6 ragworm.
Yeah. So Dad as well has got one with anchovy and squid on. And he's got about 5 or 6 worms on his smaller rig that he's still using to try and catch something smaller. I never had any luck on the ragworm, so I thought, well, because I've had a bite on the bigger bait, I'm going to stick another rod out with the bigger bait on. The tide's ripping that way now, down towards the eddy port, that way. So you never know, we keep trying. It's a good sign, it's a very good sign. The GoPro's been an absolute nightmare, it keeps dying. It's saying it's got low battery, but it doesn't, it's just the cold weather. The wind doesn't help by doing that, blowing the camera over nearly. As well, guys, I got a new bait elastic. It's an over one. The elastic comes out of the end, just like it normally does, but it's got like a rubber stopper on the end, So your elastic doesn't actually keep going back inside the tube, because on some of the Tropronics ones, well, there's many out there, the elastic always goes inside the tube and it's a nightmare. I've been using this all day and it still hasn't got stuck in the tube yet. Touch wood. It's a brilliant device. Obviously I know it's only bait elastic, it's not going to catch any more fish, but for like finicky bits it's ideal. If I get any problems with it though, I will let you know, but so far so good. It's been a brilliant bit of kit. I think it cost me about 10 quid, but that's with spare spools of elastic, and the elastic on its own is not expensive, so it's actually a very handy bit of kit. I also bought some new scissors as well, because the scissors I was using was called carp fishing scissors. I've been meaning to get a proper pair, so I went and bought the Cedra scissors. They're like basically blue and they're quite big. They're ultra sharp. So yeah, if we get any luck guys, we'll bring you back. See you in a minute guys. We've had them out now a little bit longer. Nothing, no bites or anything like that. Don't matter, it's the first trip of the year at the end of the day. It was nice just to get out. You never know, one of the rods might go over. You never know. We're going to stay here now for like another half hour and pack up and go. Still got bluey and anchovy on. Sorry, I tell a lie, we haven't got bluey and anchovy on. We've got anchovy and squid on, I should say. I got two now on the pulley rigs with my size 4 hooks. I was going to try and show you the Bagnall rig, but you know what it's like, when you're trying to do stuff you sort of forget. So next time if we go over, we're looking to go over birds next week, hopefully. As long as the tide's fine for it, we'll be over there. Obviously we're not sure what day. We're gonna have a look. We never know, the tide might be too big for birds. It was only brought up in conversation. We haven't been over there for a while. If this today was quite busy, the Foreshore, we would have turned round and gone over birds. With the wind as well, Dad did say, oh, let's go back and go over birds, but the wind would have been even worse over there because it was really like pushing into your face. If you do come on the Foreshore though guys, do be careful, because there's many like boulders and rocks and stuff you could easily twist your ankle. So just take your time, especially if you've never been here before and you fancy having a trip. It is pretty safe, like it is probably 90% safe, but always have your wits about you, like everywhere you go when you go sea fishing. Our main line as well, we're still using the Berkeley big game, well I think it's just called big game, it's in green colour, we're still using it, 17 pound in strength. It's brilliant line. Dad do like using the Daiwa tournament line as well, in 15 pounds, that's the yellow stuff, or yellow in colour I should say. So we're still using basically what we're always using. Our rig body's all the same with the rigs. The hook size obviously, like I've said, has gone up a little bit. but everything else we're doing is always the same. Tide's going out now. I think it was a 10.27 today, the tide. So it was actually quite a small tide for this part of the Foreshore. Normally you can get away with a little bit bigger, only a tiny bit bigger you can get away with. And on overland birds, you can normally fish about 11 metre is the biggest. But like, you know, it hasn't fished the best, but oh, I thought I had a bite then. But it doesn't matter if it hasn't fished the best. We had some new things to try out today as well. But because of the wind and stuff like that, you know, especially with the northeasterly wind and all the storms, we never really got the chance to try them out. So next time if we do start using them, we will show you. We get quite often, we get asked what rods we're using. The rods we're actually using at the moment is Sentry compressor S's. That's what Dad's using. And I've got the Sentry T800s. Now I went for the T800s because they're not too powerful and they're not too, well, they're not soft to be fair, so you can still play in big fish and get them out of snags and stuff, except from extreme snags like down that way earlier. Them sort of situations, sometimes no matter what rod you've got to go for a break. Unless you had like T1200s or whatever, you might be able to pull them out. I know I done my boot review a couple of months ago with the grubs. Well, the sole of the grub actually split. Wasn't anything, it wasn't really the boot's fault to be honest with you. I went down the nap and because of the moving rocks and stuff, it literally just, well, it destroyed the boot really. It did destroy the boot. So if you are looking for a pair of boots, they are good boots as long as you're not going near places like the Nap where it's all moving rocks, because they will kill your boots, your wellies, your waders, things like that. Eventually it will just destroy them. Dad used to fish down there a few years ago and I think he went through like 6 or 7 pairs of boots just because of the rocks. So now we're using the rock hoppers with the studs at the bottom. We've been meaning to make a review of them, especially Dad, because he's had his obviously longer. So it still is in the plans of doing. A few more rig videos we're going to try and get done this year, because last year, well, one thing went to another, I suppose, and we run out of time. We're nearly at that 1,000 subscribers on YouTube now as well. And I'm still getting recognised all the time. So if you do see me, do come and say hello. Oh, I thought I had a bit of a vicious bite then. And I keep an eye on that left hand rod. Or it might be the tide dragging, because it drags that way. It might be that. Bring it back in a bit, guys. If I have a bite, I'll try and swing the camera around. Last time I had a bite, I did swing the camera around, and the battery went because of the cold air, which is sometimes a bit of a nightmare. But I'll bring it back in a bit, guys. So there we have it, guys. That's the end of the video now. We fished. High water was about
4:30.
Yeah, 4:30.
6:30 now.
A couple of hours after high water, to be fair, but we never had anything. But it was nice just to get out.
Yeah.
Like I've said in the video, it was our first session. Hopefully next week we can get back out, as long as the weather's not too bad.
It was blowy and it was freezing. There was a lot of seaweed where we've had all the storms in it.
Yeah.
But it was just nice to be out fishing. It didn't matter, did it?
Well, I had quite a lot of May bloom as well.
It looked like May bloom, didn't it?
Basically, it's like dead weed. That was going straight up my leader, caused me a right mayhem, but it don't matter. I cut my leader, took all the May bloom off, and just quickly retied. I can always retie it properly next in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the videos, guys. We've got about 35 sea fishing videos on the channel, so if you are new to the channel, go and check them out. There's some great videos out there. All the best, guys.
Yeah.
Team Shepherd.
Yeah. See you next time, guys.
Bye, guys.
Ta-ra.